Hey guys. Say hi guys. Say I'm gonna stand in with mommy today. Why not? Who doesn't love babies? Now let's talk about how these lovely bundles of joys can make us crazy. And we can't help it. The hormones, the lack of sleep, the constant need of these little ones. There's nothing wrong with that. We all know we love them, but we all also know that any amount of lack of sleep can cause chaos on your body. Any amount of stress can cause chaos. And if you're like me and exclusively breastfeed, tell them, B, it's a hard knock life for us mommies. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with speaking how you feel. And it took me a while to actually be able to voice that something was wrong, because there's this stigma around postpartum that makes us feel like we're a failure if we experience it. But one thing my neighbor Shirley, I think her name's Shirley. I hope it's Shirley. It might be Sharon. It's something along those lines. I'm horrible with names, and if I don't talk to you and say your name on a regular basis, I will forget it. It's just how I'm built. But one thing she said to me when we first brought Veda home was, don't worry about postpartum. Everybody gets it in some way, shape, or form. Every single mother experiences some form of postpartum. But if it gets to where you're crying all the time, then you need to seek help. Okay. I'm not a crying all the time version of the postpartum. I am a anxious. We'll be sitting here with her on my chest, chilling, watching a movie. Can't focus, can't think, can't sleep. Worried about the 100 million things, and I know 100 million is not a word, 100 million things that could happen in her lifetime that could hurt her. Worried about COVID, worried about her getting sick, worried about her first boo-boo, which she actually gave herself the other day. She's got a nice scratch down her calf where she dug into herself after I clipped her nails. I was trying to clip her nails while she was sleeping. Of course, she woke up during. I didn't get a chance to file. And next day, I wake up and she's got this nice little scratch about this long with two little deep spots in it where she gouged the crap out of herself sometime in the middle of the night. It happens. But that made me feel like a crappy mom. I was like, I should have done her nails better. I should have fought her to file her nails. I should have tried to file her nails while she was nursing, even though that sometimes makes her yank off her latch. And anyone that breastfeeds knows when your baby goes while they're still latched, you rather get punched in the face because that junk hurts. Like when they suck up the side of your boob instead of your nipple, they grab your areola instead of the nipple, and they try to latch and yank. That junk hurts. Yeah. You big yawning down there? So I finally, after taking her to her doctor yesterday, I took her to the pediatrician because she's been having a real issue with gas. And yeah, and I feel like it's getting worse opposed to getting better. So we went to make sure everything was okay. And of course, the pediatrician said if she's passing the gas and she's not constipated, she's good. So we got that reassurance that everything is okay. So when I got home, I made the decision to call my OB because I've been kind of putting it off because, I fell into the stigma. I fell into the, oh, you're failing because you need help. And that's not the case. Choosing to get help is the best thing you can do for you and your little ones, if you have multiples or if you have other kids. I'm just speaking from my experience as a first-time mom. Obviously, this blog is for all moms because in my opinion and from what I've seen, every time you have a kid, you're a first-time mom all over again. No child is the same. No baby is going to do the same stuff. Like every baby is different. Every child's different. Every pregnancy is different. So literally it's like every time you have a kid, you're a first-time mom again. That's the way I feel. So if you don't feel that way, whatever, have your opinion. Everybody's got one. So I called, made my appointment. They were actually able to get me in at 11:15 this morning. Big yawn. Oh God, I love those yawns. And I was like, okay, I really didn't want to get up that early because that's what time her appointment was yesterday. And we usually sleep in because this little nug likes to be up till 4 in the morning sometimes, which she was last night. She woke up around 2, and it was a little before 2, actually. I want to say it was like 1:30. And by a little before 4 o'clock, I had my fill. I was already exhausted. I could barely keep my eyes open. I was nursing her, and she rolled off and it woke me up, and she's looking at me like, hey. And I'm like, hey, like I nurse laying in the bed with pillows around me. So like if she rolls off, she rolls into a wall of pillow that holds her back, So like she's not rolling anywhere unsafe, but I still like to have that control because you never know. And little fat was just looking at me like, hey mom, what's up? And I'm like, hey, I'm exhausted. So daddy sleeps actually in her room on our spare bed because it's just so hard to have all of us in the room. Our male dog Zeke, we're still trying to get him acclimated with baby screams and stuff. And say it's took us 3 months to get to where we can sit on the couch with him and he doesn't get overly excited. He loves her. He just wants to give her kisses and nibble her. He's a nibbler. He likes to while he's giving you kisses. So like that was our biggest fear, that he might go to, kiss her and try to nibble her and maybe accidentally nip her, not meaning to. So we've been taking our time with Bubby, haven't we? Yeah, we've been taking our time getting Bubby acclimated. Now he's so calm. You can have her laying on the couch next to you and he'll come up and he'll lay down. He doesn't even really pay attention to her until she makes a noise. But she has to make like a pretty loud noise for him to go, oh, is she okay? And it's more of a, he wants to know if she's okay. So yeah, but I went and woke daddy up because I was exhausted and I knew I had this appointment today. I knew I needed some sort of sleep, so I didn't go in there looking so crazy. They just throw me in the funny farm. Big yawn. See, mommy didn't want no 72-hour hold. Because if they would have seen me on, what was it, Monday when Grammy came to see us? No, it was Sunday. I think it was Sunday or Monday. Might have been Saturday. I don't know. My days are a blur. But my mom came to see us the other day, and I did not get any sleep. And me and daddy were out there just delirious. And I told my mom to come at 12 because I had homework I needed to get done, and there's just a lot going on. She didn't get here till like 1:30. So then, I was pushing myself to try and stay awake because the plan was do some homework, then take a nap, and then finish my homework. So I think it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. It doesn't matter. What is it? So I'm away to my appointment. I always use GPS because living where we live, there's always construction. You never know if you're going to be able to go a way that you're used to going. And I, quite frankly, always forget how to get to my OBs. It's 15 minutes away. When I was pregnant, I was too sick half the time to drive myself. So some of the time Lance drove me, or, I had somebody with me. Ooh, we okay? So I always use my GPS. Well, I missed the turn, and they're right across from a museum. And for some reason, that's a bad intersection. You all right? So they have a don't turn left into where my OB is. Ooh, what is it? You good? What are you choking on? What are you choking on, cuteness? You just coughing? Are we just coughing? Is it a big yawn? I missed you. Gosh, I missed them chickens. So, I missed my turn. And I see the sign for the OB. And I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah, I can turn up here. Forgetting you're not supposed to turn there. Didn't see the sign. I was in postpartum mode. Anxious, didn't want to go to the appointment, didn't want to admit how I feel, didn't want to admit that I'm failing, even though I'm not. But in my mind, I'm failing, and having to get help is a failure. I don't like asking for help. I don't like being on meds. I don't like any of this. I just want to talk to somebody, get some help, get something for anxiety, something to help me sleep. Didn't even give me anything to help me sleep. And that was my biggest thing. I was like, I don't sleep. I don't sleep. But anyways, so go to turn. The person in front of me turns, so big yawn. I think it's okay because the person in front of me did it. I'm never a follower, but today I broke the rule and I paid for it. So I turn. The cop pulls me in the entryway of pulling into the parking lot, but does not try to pull the car in front of me. Now, to me, if they did it first, that would be the vehicle I would go after because, things happen. Sometimes people just get in the zone of driving and like, oh, yeah, there's where I need to go. There's a turn. Let me turn. What, are you hungry again? Are you hungry? Are you hungry, or are you just pecking my chest because you like to peck my chest? So I get pulled and I'm like, okay, so you're not even going to pull the car that turned in front of me? And he's like, well, how am I supposed to pull both cars? And I was like, well, I would have pulled the first car. Probably didn't like with the birdie fingers on the back of my car and the baby up in this bitch sticker, but it's not my fault that you're sensitive, because I actually had a cop one time pull me over for the birdie finger magnet and try to tell me it was illegal and tried to compare it to buying pipes in bowls that are meant for tobacco use and using them for marijuana, because magnets on your car and marijuana and pipes are totally a good comparison. Totally makes sense. What, you want to stand? Okay, stand. Look at you, tall girl. Oh, get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it. So he walks off with my information. I know I'm getting a ticket, so at this point I'm crying. Not because I'm trying to get out of a ticket, because I did wrong. I absolutely admit that I made a turn where I wasn't supposed to. Absolutely admit that. But I was following GPS and just being stupid and was like, okay, here. Totally forgot that there's a sign that tells you can't turn there, because I haven't been there since September. And, nobody pays attention to stuff like that. And like, I get it in like traffic, not making a left turn in certain areas and certain intersections, but turning into places. And then he was like, oh, well, we get a lot of accidents around here. Don't worry, I'm not mad at you. Excuse me, sir, who are you? Who are you? And what makes you think I give a flying F-U-C-K if you're mad at me? And if you are mad at me, you should not be a cop, right? Tell them. Like, who even says that? Like, I'm more pissed off at that than the ticket. Because I'm like, who are you to think that you have any effect on my life? Like, you're mad at me? Okay, be mad, Mr. Be mad, Mr. Popo. I don't give a fudge. I do not give a flying flip of flips over a flipping rainbow. You could be mad at me for the rest of your life and I would not care. It's not going to affect the way I live, because you're nobody to me. You're the a-hole that pulled me over the day before a holiday that I don't even really celebrate. I'll eat, but I don't believe in Thanksgiving because indigenous gang. So tell them, screw Christopher Columbus, and we're getting off topic. What is it? What is it? But what is it? But what is it, little butt? What? Why you got your mouth open like that? Are you looking at the boobies? You ready to eat? So anyways, I get the ticket. It's $216. And he just takes off through the parking lot after. So, fast forward, I'm leaving my appointment almost an hour to the dot of when I got pulled. And I get off the phone with Lance, and I'm about to leave and get my GPS set up because, Lord help me, I don't know my way around. I get lost everywhere. Driving through Charlotte is a headache, but I don't get how people live here and actually remember all the little ways to get around stuff. But anyway, so I go to leave. I'm sitting in my car and I hear the bloop bloop. See the blue lights, and he's pulling in. Pulled 2 people. Uno, dos. 1, 2. 2 cars, which he couldn't do when he pulled me over. Real kicker was the one car was behind him. Like, he pulled in between the 2 cars. So I'm not quite sure what that was. And he got out to the car, the white Nissan behind him, and said something to her and had her pull in front of the red car that he had pulled in front of him. So I get pictures. I go up and around, and I come back through the parking lot and get pictures because the white car is clearly, the lady there is clearly waiting on a ticket too. So my whole thing is, you gave me a ticket but couldn't give the BMW a ticket. Sorry, if you got a BMW, you can afford a $200 ticket. That's nothing for you. That's like an oil change, or that's like half your oil change. Like, I don't know. BMWs are expensive. Here I am in a Honda that's way older than it should be. You know, I'm kidding. I love my car, but you know, it's way older. You know, clearly a used car. And, you know, don't have a job right now. Been trying to get a job. Everybody complains that they can't get employees and that nobody wants to work. But guess what? These places aren't calling you about your applications. These places are not calling you for schnit. Nobody has called me, and I've filled out multiple applications. And I'm one of those people, like, if you really want an employee, you'll call them. If I'm really, really interested in a job and, like, I know this is a place I want to work because I know something about it, I'll call. But on average, I'm not going to, like, beg for a job, even though I'm getting close to needing to beg for a job, unless somebody wants to let me borrow $150 so I can get started with It Works and just make money that way, and I can stay home and never leave because that's what I want anyways. I don't want to leave this cute little nugget. Would you want to leave her? Like, girl, you're so gorgeous. Why are you so beautiful? Why are you so beautiful? Why? Why? Yeah, you gonna smile for mama? I give you more kisses. Yeah, you gonna smile for mommy? So anyways, I go into my appointment and I tell the nurse what happened, and she was like, yeah, he should have pulled the car in front of you. Like, that doesn't make sense. And she's like, and they are just such buttheads, like, you know, pulling people over the day before a holiday. Like, it's the holiday season. Go find something to do. Big yawn. Find one of these crackheads running around downtown causing problems. Like, stop ticketing people that are just trying to go do something helpful for themselves. Like, and it literally threw me through such a loop. Like, I almost went to cancel my appointment, knowing that I'd be charged for it and I'd have to pay out of pocket for it. I was about to just be like, I need to reschedule. I'm sorry. Like, I can't do this today. But then I remembered I'm there so they can see how I feel and what I'm going through. Yeah. So I had my hubby talk me down off the cliff of not going in, and went in and got put on some depression meds, which really irritates me because I'm allergic to certain stuff, and I've had some really, really bad instances with meds. Lexapro made me hallucinate. Like, trazodone had me all jacked up. Like, me and meds don't work. And she gave me something that's very close to a med that I already have had a problem with, and was like, oh, we'll try like it's 10 milligrams, try half for 6 days, see if it works. If you get jittery, then stop taking it. Let us know right away, da, 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 da. But I really feel like I need to treat you before you see the psychiatrist. So scam? Likely. Well, bye-bye scam. So anyways, I talked to her, got put on meds. They're going to refer me to a psychiatrist. So hopefully they'll call me in the next week and get me set up hopefully sometime soon so I can start talking to somebody and feel better. It looks like I'm holding a potato. All I see is the top of your head. No eyes. There we go. I'm holding a potato. A big old shack of taters. Did you not like that? Oh, you don't like laying like that, do you? You like to sit up and stand. See, I like to stand. I like to move it, move it. 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 Move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Yeah. Move it. I like to move it, move it. Oh my God, you're so cute in that smile. Okay, you want to stand. Yeah, so with all of this said, I made it through. In being questioned, the little questionnaire that they do, discovered big yawn that I'm a little bit worse than I realized because it took somebody from the outside asking me specific questions for me to go, yeah, well, I have been feeling a little bit more down. I have no want to do anything. It takes my whole soul to do my homework right now. But I know at the end result, I will have a bachelor's degree in business. And I will have the ability to do more for my family, make more money, create a life that this little bundle of pain and joy deserves. Yeah, you're a pain in my butt sometimes, but I love you. Yeah. And you're only a pain in the butt because you never want to sleep when mommy's dead tired. I'll be hallucinating trying to stay awake. And then as soon as I fall asleep, she's like, I'm awake. Okay. We'll bounce and we'll bounce and we'll bounce and we'll bounce. Yep. And little Miss Picky only likes to be held certain ways. Only certain things make her happy. It's probably too hot in this room. We need to go turn the heat off. We'll turn it down a little bit. But, it took someone else asking me questions for me to realize how bad I was. And I've had a couple people close to me weeks ago tell me, Christy, you're dealing with some postpartum. Don't make me come up there and have to yank you out the house. Like, I went through a kick where I wouldn't even let Lance hold her. Like, I just didn't want to let you go. And part of it was because your little butt came way early. Yes, you came 6 weeks early. The first 10 days of your life, you were in the NICU and I couldn't be with you 24/7. And then I just feel like I got ripped off. She was supposed to be in my belly till September 28th. She came on August 22nd. I felt like I got ripped off on my time with her where she was solely mine, if that makes sense. Like, she's in my belly. I get all the joy of this. This is my little time. Are you falling asleep? You like to fall asleep sitting up, don't you? Yeah, is you smiling? Oh. I love you, little girl. So, God, I'm hungry. All of a sudden I felt like I was going to throw up. I'm so hungry. But, hi. Yeah, mommy needs to eat something. Yeah. Mama needs to eat. Yeah. Watch that head. Watch that big old noggin. Stanky leg. But, yeah, like, it literally took someone else pointing stuff out that doesn't know me personally for me to go, okay, yeah, yikes, it's a lot worse than I realized. And I think we as moms get so caught up in what we're supposed to do and not what we need to do. We get so caught up in what everyone else tells you you're supposed to do. Like, I've gotten so much crap. I let her sleep on my chest at night. Now that she's 12 and a half pounds, it's a little hard because she's heavy and I can't breathe. Yeah. When you lay certain ways, mama can't breathe. And then I have a hiatal hernia. So the pressure over on that sometimes bothers me. But if she's happy and she's asleep, guess what? Mommy's going to let it happen, because even if I'm not asleep, her sleeping, I get some sort of rest. She's falling asleep sitting right now. She's like, but where was I going? Yeah, it took someone else telling me, hey, like, okay, it's a little bit more than what you thought for me to get it. And then her telling me, oh, well, you need to get out and exercise. And I'm like, no schnit. No duh. Like, I am well aware I need to get out and exercise. I've started getting out of the room more and taking her out in the living room now that Zeke's calmed down. Like, I can sit on the couch and kind of, be nodding in and out a little bit and not have to worry about if he's going to accidentally jump up on the couch on her and not realize she's there, if he accidentally steps on her, all the little things that could happen. Hi, good morning. Oh, we're going back out. Okay. So I got the help I needed, and there's nothing wrong with it. So all I'm going to say is, if you need help, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with feeling like a failure. There's nothing wrong with having anxiety. There's nothing wrong with not being interested in things. There's nothing wrong with falling down the rabbit hole of postpartum depression. Because guess what? I tried to stay out of it. I tried doing things to make me happy. I painted finally for the first time in months, probably half a year. And I painted 3 paintings in 15 minutes. It usually takes me hours to paint a painting. And it'd be like almost next to nothing, because I'm very big on doing abstract art. So but I've been trying getting out and taking walks. Ooh, taking the baby to the store occasionally. We went to a wedding on Halloween, a very small, just little get together for our friends. I've been trying in ways that I feel comfortable, and in ways that I don't feel like I'm doing anything that could hurt her, as far as like her being around people that might get her sick, stuff like that. But say we needed an outfit, so you went to City Trends and Roses and didn't find anything. We found mommy an outfit in Roses, and then had to go to Walmart, of course, because I was not about to the day before be running around trying to find something. Worst case scenario, she was going to go in a onesie and me just not care, because mom life. But I made the effort to get out, go to that. It was a beautiful ceremony. It was great to see our friends Justin and Kelly get married. They've been together about as long as me and Lance, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less, about the same amount of time, so about 12 years. And it was just nice to see them tie the knot and just be so happy and be around people that were happy for them and just be around that joy. It made me feel really good. I had my first little itty bitty glass of wine in about 2 years. I just felt like, let me celebrate. Let me have a little taste of wine. I haven't had wine in a while. Let's see if I can even drink, because I went through a kick where I couldn't. And I brought my Polaroid. We got some really awesome Polaroid pictures of Kelly that we gave her. We got some pictures of Veda with her, and, pictures of them. They didn't really come out good because it was outside in the dark. Like, under the little dance area, so it wasn't very bright, so the pictures didn't come out too good, which sucks, but it was good memories. We dressed the little nugget up as a skunk. Got a bunch of pictures that day. Like, I did things that made me happy. And I've been trying and striving so hard to do those things and to remind myself that it's okay to feel how I feel. It's okay to feel like you're feeling even though you know you're not. Because we as moms beat ourselves up because we're always trying to reach this insane level of someone pretending to be this amazing mom. And most of the people that are out here on the internet, like, oh, I do this and I do that, never show you the reality of what's really going on beyond what they show you. And they're not as insanely perfect as they make it out to be, because no one's perfect. All of us screw up. All of us get short fused. All of us have our little outbursts. All of us have our anxiety, our mom guilt, our dread of having to deal with the baby when the baby's crying after you just set them down 3 minutes ago and they've been up and down all night for 5 hours straight, and you're literally seeing 4 babies at once and you're not quite sure which one to pick up because you're delirious. You know, we've all reached that level of sleep deprivation at some point, and we've all been through it. So with that said, just know you're not alone. Gigi, hush. And if you need to talk, you can always reach out to me. I'll always give you away, email, whatever. Gee. Having dogs with a child is ridiculous, but she sleeps through it. She's still knocked out. But just know you're not alone. And we will always put these pieces of this puzzle together, even in the insanity of my dog's barking. So I love you guys. Have a good day, and make sure you take 5 minutes for yourself, because sometimes that's all we get.